We're gonna live.
We're gonna live.
Recording in
We're gonna
progress,
live.
and we're starting. Wow, another season is beginning. Our spirits are being picked up by this great cast, heading out of season 17 that we no longer have to talk
I know.
about. I
Last
haven't been
recording
here
was
since the final five of season 17. Yeah.
yeah, and the finale.
Oh, well, yeah, and the finale. That sad night. But yeah, we're back. Um, the last time that we came out of a bad season heading into an 18-person cast season with six vets and 12 new players with an opening twist that put them in trios ended up being a great season. So there is precedent that this is going to go very well. I'm very excited by all of our new players and five of our vets. And and we'll get
Hey,
into it all. We'll get into it all. We'll get into it all. Um, and yeah, I'm very excited. Stephen, what
I'm
are
so
your
excited that
thoughts?
he can't sit down. Um,
I'm making dinner. I was like, this feels like a rare like change of form. Like I feel like usually like you're the one walking around doing something, and I'm always like sat,
mhm.
but I'm like
I feel like
hungry and
I feel like for the
pacing.
drafts, I'm usually like ready to go. I was in the Punta Cana airport the last time, so but
Oh
now
my
I'm
God,
in
I forgot about
my
that. And
new
I was in Central
home.
Park. See, and I'm in my new home. There's
Who
no
knows how many
guys.
seasons
There's
will happen in
no
this?
for those that have been avid viewers of the rankings. There's no more blah 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 picture to be found. It's been many years, many good years with the blah blah
Where did
blah,
it
but
go?
it's done now. It's just that it wasn't mine. I no longer live with Sloan. Shout out
It
Sloan,
wasn't
season
yours.
six applicant. No, the blah 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 is not mine. It's my roommates who I've lived with for like 3 years.
Yeah, like in
So
four
like,
different apartments.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry.
But now I don't. Yeah, now I don't live with her. So shout out Sloan, season six applicant, who then said, "Oh, I didn't realize this was serious," and then pulled out. But
Who knows how many new seasons
yeah,
will take place in these places? So, and this is the first
yeah,
time hosting a season that I'm not on the road for since season 14. So, very exciting that.
and that was a fantastic season. So this will go great. Um,
Yes. All
yeah,
right. Well,
no, I should we just dive in?
yeah. Well, we got 18 people here, six returning players who are coming back as coaches. I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a very conflict heavy season in terms of scheduling.
Yes,
Um, take conflict however you want to take that there.
I
But we're
think
all
it
going to
could
be
also
very
be a very
busy.
complex, heavy season in terms of people like butting heads. I think
Hmm.
Sarah won't be afraid to speak her mind. I think Cooper won't be afraid to speak his mind. I think Julia has already spoken her mind in the diary room. So we could be fighting with a lot of people.
But you're wondering who is Cooper? Who is the other person that you mentioned, Sarah? Um, let's dive in. Scott, I believe, did you win last season?
Is that even a question? Yes, of course I won last season.
What's our
That's like
record
saying
now?
like Scott, isn't this bad?
14
I
and 13 and
it's gonna
4.
be yeah, I think it's I is it 13-4 or is it 14-3? You won with
No, I
Sean,
definitely have 4.
Emma. Oh yeah, you won four. You won with Emma, Aaron, Sean, and Will. Although Will was the default pick, so you only get a little bit of a pass
So
there. But the
you're
win's a win.
saying
A
you're
win's a
saying
win. No, a
you're
win's
saying
a win.
you're saying you had 8 picks to pick him and you didn't pick him.
And I'm saying you had seven and you didn't either.
So I'm the winner here. Okay. This is always my favorite season, favorite time of the
Anyway, yes, I
season.
did win.
It's always my favorite time of the season because I get to find out which 8 people are not winning the season. So it's super exciting to like cut basically that cast in half
Well,
here,
this
or
time
nine
it's
people. Sorry,
nine. This time
nine
it's
people.
nine.
Yeah, yeah. So we get to cut
Um,
the cast in half to see
yeah,
who's going to be
yeah,
in
we'll see.
the top 9 contenders to win.
Um, okay, so I guess let's dive in. Question mark. Okay, so I have the
I'm
first
so
pick.
sorry to my team.
Um, I have the first pick, which is so exciting. I have made a joke to Steven that I am just gonna pick the nine women. because we need a woman to win this season again. It's been so many years. And although
Eight
that is a
seasons.
joke, yeah, although that is a joke, that I will just be picking all of the women, I will be picking a woman first because listen, say what you will about season 17. Maybe it's recency bias, but I'm not even gonna like beat around the bush too much. From how much I've talked to Karina in these past few months, to even just like playing little minis or Blood on the Clock Tower games with her, now coming in as a vet, knowing what I mean, she was fantastic the first time around. I, in my gut, and maybe it's just because I want it so badly, it could absolutely be that. But I think she's here and ready to play. She knows how to play around her conflict. She did it last time. She is an amazing strategist, an amazing social player, has a connection on this season that we'll actually see how that unfolds. Um, I just like I look at this cast and I in my gut feel that everything is coming at Karina. So my first pick, without a smidgen of a doubt, is Karina Anthony. I think the vets are gonna come in and like I love our new cast, but I do have a lot of faith in our vets more than I feel like I usually do in a cast of mixed players. So that's what I have to say about Karina. I'm very excited to see her play this game again.
Cool. No, I think Karina is a great overall first pick. And really the stats don't lie too. I think if I'm not mistaken, season three is the only time where we've had a mixed group of Hoskins that a new player has beaten a returning player. Um,
Hmm. Well,
and we've had
12,
sure 3 and 12. But we've had a lot of seasons.
but
Um,
yeah,
like that's seasons 2, 7,
two,
and
seven,
13.
13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2, 7, 13. And I think no matter what the season is, I mean, season 12, there were only two of them, and one made it to the final four.
And they were both
And
winners that came in with big
yeah,
threats. And on season 3, they were all, respectfully at the time, pre-Drake flops.
they were,
That didn't have a ton of experience. Like they were practically new
and
players themselves.
also made it to the final four. So
Hmm.
um, I think it's without question that returning players, and especially the ones that we pick. I mean, we're picking the ones that are the best. Um,
Yes.
have a really good shot at making it really far. So I think Karina's a great pick. I will likely, well, I guess I get two picks. So basically, yeah, I get two picks here, and then we go back to having one pick each. Um, yeah, I am gonna save my first vet pick. I think for my, I'm gonna save.
I will say,
Yeah,
wait, before you do this, this is a rare moment for me. I have no plan. Like I'm going off vibes this time. So
you said that
I
for like
I
3 seasons,
no, I've had a list like every season.
right?
Like
Okay,
I'm purely going off the cuff. Anyway,
all right. You have your designated section to speak. Um,
yeah,
my
this is a running theme.
my
Go
first
on, go
pick
on.
is gonna be Karina's counterpart, Zion. Zion is coming
Okay.
in. I feel like we haven't really done this. I feel like I'd love to give like a quick recap of people when we pick them. Zion is a college student from at UCLA. Um, Karina and Simona, actually more Simona, recommended Zion to play. Um, Great personality, has had success in the past in games, likable character. Um, I'm gonna pick Zion first.
Okay. I will update that in just a moment as I put my pasta in my sauce.
What sauce do you have?
Just marinara.
Well, you can talk about Zion while
Or
you're doing it.
it's a tomato basil. Yeah, I do like this pick. I do really like Zion. He's here to play and I think he's very excited to play. Um, I yeah, I don't have anything negative to say about him. Something that was, and granted, this is gonna like Karina faces the same thing. Zion is on the younger side of this cast. Him and Karina are the two youngest people.
But I didn't
Um,
notice that last season. Like that was never a concern of
I didn't
mine with
notice it
Karina,
either.
and she was
Yeah,
younger.
Karina carries herself very well. And I anticipate the same of Zion. I was talking with Simona about Zion, and Simona called him this, and I think Zion himself calls himself this, of like Zion kind of is like a mini Simona, like not like
Right.
not like mini, but like a young, like you know what I mean. Um,
Sure.
like the next Simona, I guess, of the BBSS world, or Survivor or whatever you want to say. Um, so I do think that he is going to come in and be a very active player and personality, and I'll be curious to see how it goes. Yeah. He probably wasn't one of my top picks, but definitely like upper half. I'm very excited to see
Mhm.
what he does. So
And
now that that is there, I can
yeah,
update
his connection to
this.
Karina, I think, is going to be really interesting. And I think that she's going to help propel him even more in the early days than he would have otherwise.
I'm
So
very intrigued to see what their dynamic is gonna be.
me too, but we're not going to talk about that on here. Next person that I
We're
get to
not.
pick.
There's just stuff
Next
to be
person that
revealed, I
I
guess.
get to pick. The next person I get to pick. Um, I think, hmm, I think I feel like I have to pick a vet because I don't want it to go through where you get all of them, all five of them, and I am stuck with none of them. So I am gonna pick again. I say this every season. I'm gonna pick the person I feel I could see winning the game out of the vets. And Karina definitely probably would have been my top
Hmm.
out of the six. I think the next one that I have is EJ. EJ is going to be my next pick.
Mm,
Season
I
11,
love it.
EJ was a very loyal player when he went out in our was it a double eviction? No, it was just a regular eviction.
Yeah, it was
Um,
just a regular version.
oh, he was the first of the double eviction night. So not in a double eviction, but
I mean, it was the
the chain,
chain.
yeah. Um, very likable, sniped out kind of. He just been waiting since when was that season? 2022, early 2023. Um, to come
Um,
back and play again. It was January 2023.
yeah.
Um, so almost 3 years at this point. Um, they kind of passed him up for a few seasons in the past, and he's been waiting to
Well, I
come
was gonna
back again.
say he's been someone that's been in the mix for
Okay,
13
okay.
and
Can
then in
I
the mix for
talk? Oh
16.
my God.
Are we not having a conversation? I'm so
No, I'm trying to
confused.
talk.
Okay, then talk.
Also, there's a delay here, so when you interrupt me, you're not interrupting me at the right time. Um, there's like a 4 second
So get
delay.
better Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi's in my living room, and it's really bothering me. Yeah, he's been in the mix for us asking him hasn't really like come to fruition uh, since season 11. So I think he's been waiting to play for a while. I think he's been thinking about it for a while. I think EJ has a good shot to win the game this season. So we're gonna see. But Scott, now do you have any thoughts on EJ?
Hmm.
Oh, Laura just said thank you
I
both. I'm so excited. That's so exciting.
I love Laura. We'll talk about Laura soon. Um, I want EJ to do so well. EJ has the capacity to do so well. And I don't think that EJ will be an early boot in any scenario, if I'm being honest. Early boot as in like first five. I don't think that EJ will win this game if he plays the same game that he played in season 11. I worry that he's going to, where he's a little more laid back. He started to get like the high rankings from us in season 11 when he, like made the move to save Eric, stuck up for his allies, had opinions, whatever, and wasn't like I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about it and not like, so that's what I worry for him. but EJ's been around these games for such a long time. I mean, he's someone that like we're like a new game, and he's someone that like when we opened up casting, like I when I was just like listing out people that I have heard of or knew of, whatever, like put him in like, oh, would be someone good to ask in like the West Coast team for season 6. So like he's been here. He knows what he's doing. I just want to see more active gameplay from him compared to what we saw the first time. I think of the vets, he probably is the like if I had to rank them in terms of like how like aggressive they are, he probably would be ranked 6 for me. And I do think it is going to take an aggressive player to win this game with this cast. So that's my only concern about him. But he's a very smart player. He's very logical, and I want him to do so well. I just think we just can't see what we saw in season 11. We need to see more. We need to see what we
Yeah,
saw in season 11 and then more.
I do have to say one thing we haven't talked about is EJ's potential connection to Karina and Zion through Simona, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure she will be pushing
Tell
for
immediately. Yeah.
on the sidelines. Season 18 sports themed play on words there. Play on words, season 18 play on words. Whoa. Um, okay, your turn.
Hmm. This is tough.
I
This
know
is
who my
tough.
next pick is going to be.
I'm deciding between a couple of people right now, and there's like one, like I am looking at the vets, and I'm like, I definitely do want more vets, but I am looking at some of these new players, and while there are maybe like a lot of vets that I'm still very excited to have, there aren't as many new players that I'm as excited by. So I think I should take this opportunity with my second pick to scoop up a new player that I am excited by to see what they do. So with that said,
I kind of have to go like eventually here. Can we?
yeah. I have to go too. This person I think is coming in, will be very active, will be pushing moves, and is very excited to play and knows what they're doing. They're not experienced in this fandom, in this world, but they are very experienced in the reality TV world and have played a game before. I do think that there is also a potential connection to be revealed to them via an outside source. Shout out Tom. Um,
Sure.
to people like Andre, to people like Julia, which could be a good in. I just think that this person will be very well liked and is very strategic and has some good chops to do well. I will be picking Johnny.
Great pick. I was not going to pick Johnny immediately next. Probably would have been my like next pick after that. So great pick. I think Johnny's going to do super well. He's super excited. Um, I just like for some reason in my mind, I see him having like a ride or die relationship here with somebody. I said Laura earlier. I don't know if like that's who it's going to be. I just like feel like he's going to have a ride or die relationship with somebody. I could see him doing really well. That is not the person I really wanted to pick next. Um, this person that I would like to pick um, also doesn't have much experience, has also played a game before, but not in the realm of the fandom world. Um, but they are also really excited to play. They've been slated to be on this season for about 4 months now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she is someone who has a previous connection to a very old house guest. Um, and I see her being very active and very willing to win. I'm going to pick Gabby Greco as my next pick, and I really do think that she sent in a DR today. It was like, I can't wait for all this cast to be revealed so I can go stalk them on Instagram and like know what their connections are. And I'm like, oh, she knows what she's doing already. And I think she's
Yeah.
going to have even more of an upper hand if she doesn't reveal that she's been watching for a little bit when she finds out that there are vets coming in and she like really knows Karina based off of the season that is being pushed right now. And I think is very willing to go back and research the older seasons too. I think she's going to be great and she's not going to reveal that to the wrong people. And I think I could see her being in a very solid alliance early on that will carry her very far.
Yeah. Um, there are only a few times that I can like remember where like you pick someone and like you make the argument for why you pick them, and I'm like, shit, yeah, yeah, I should
Wow,
have
that's
picked them.
extremely heartwarming. Thanks.
See, I've won 13 of these. I feel justified in saying that. Um, but this feels like one of those moments. Yeah, I
That's
think
just an
Gabby's been really
excuse
good.
for when she wins. You could be like, I was gonna pick her.
Well, no, but but I said like these moments where it's like there are some people when you pick them and I've been like, damn it, no, like I was gonna pick them. But this is
Mhm.
someone like even like she wasn't on my radar for some reason, but like I think that's just because I like forgot or like I wasn't paying attention to her
Mhm.
DDR. I think you're so right. And like she is someone to be on the radar. Yeah, I think this is a fantastic pick. Something else to be said about her, she has hosted these games before. She's hosted a game of her
True.
own. And I feel like having the experience of hosting this like also plays dividends in playing it.
All right. Who are you picking?
Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Um, yeah, there are a few options here. Um, I think I'm gonna pick this person. Um, I'm gonna pick this person because they've been ready for this. They've been ready for this. They played once and they absolutely killed it. They played twice and got a little overexcited. Now I think it's been a good amount of time. He's existed in the sphere, and every time a new season's rolling around, he's like, "Can I play?" And we're like, "No," but the time will come. And then he's like, "Can I play?" And we're like,
And
"No,
honestly,
the
like
time will
we were
come."
lying.
Um, we were lying. I feel like I always knew that he was gonna be here.
Well, this is
Well,
awkward.
Cade, I was not lying.
I think that
Um,
we were being truthful and wanting him back. I think we were lying about the fact that there would be an opportunity for it to happen.
Interesting. I feel like I knew.
Right.
In my brain, in my big picture, this was the moment.
Sure.
Um, I'm picking Cade. I think Cade is someone that is going to again have the advantage of like being around the block here. Um, he knows what he's doing. I don't think he's gonna over like I just get the vibe that he knows what he's doing this time around. And like not that he obviously knew what he was doing in nine, but it kind of felt like he was like flying by the seat of his pants, like figuring it out and it was working. And then season 10, he was immediately on the back foot. Like this is the most confident I've been on Cade coming into a season. And I think it's the most confident Cade's been coming into a season himself. So I'm excited to see what he does. He's a dangerous player. The vets are suited to do well. I just think naturally by having played before, um, I'm feeling good about Cade.
Yeah, I think Cade, I'm very excited to see. I think I'm always excited to see someone who's excited to play. I think Cade will be very fun to have, and I think add a very interesting dynamic to the season. I've struggled to find a world where we have Cade as the winner of the season, and I definitely could be wrong about that. Um, I think that there is so much like he has to play so differently than he did on 10. And I don't disagree the fact that he has probably taken a lot of lessons from it, but I feel like he is in at least in my mind, he is like I don't know why I feel like this either. He is like the vet this season. And I think people will see that
Hmm.
and they will
I
say,
disagree.
I think I could see him being as like if there's an agenda to push against the vets, I feel like he could be the face of the vets. I think he's going to be a big player to add to that. I don't think he's going to be uninteresting. I'll say that. And I definitely could see him sticking around until the jury. I'm just intrigued to see if we can close out the deal this time.
I weirdly disagree with you. I don't think he's going to be the face of the best. I think in terms of from our perspective on the outside, absolutely. I think Cade's the name that's been a big name here for the longest. I mean, him and Matthew have been around for the longest since Eric too, teething. But Cade was definitely a big flashy figure and played two back-to-back seasons, like definitely made a name for himself. I think even the people that go back and do research are going to be taking in all of the information at the same time. I don't think anyone's been a fan of BBSS like since then. And I think if you're like going back and looking at the research, I think if anyone's a recent fan, Karina comes up. And I think if you look back at the episodes, as well as who in my gut, I think people will gel with, I think Julia could also very easily become like the face of like the rah-rah vets, get them out. Kate is someone I think due to his connection to someone like Sarah, to some other fandom people through that, could integrate himself better than some other vets will, which is why I picked Kate here. But we'll
Mm.
see. Because I think
Yeah,
what
there's
you said is definitely
only
possible.
one way to tell. I less more meant like he would become the face because of his prior experience and more just his like personality and like
Oh, I
energy.
see.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. Who should I pick next? There's someone I want to pick to have on my team, but I know it's not the right pick. And you know who it is too. Uh, I'm gonna pick Laura for my next pick. Again, like the thing is, like I'd rather have someone who is surprisingly doing well on my team and be like, oh, they're doing, or like, hold on, what am I trying to say? I feel like it would make me so happy if she surprisingly does well, and I would be like really excited and like glad she's on my team. Whereas if I don't pick her and she surprisingly does well, I'm gonna be like, I knew I should have picked her. So I'm gonna pick Laura. Laura is the only flop friend of Sean Bierman's that we have on our season this year. Um, they've been evolving. They've been getting better and better. One came third place last season. Not only are they placing better, but they're also socially and strategically doing better. Kaylin Mullins. And I think Laura is really, really excited to be here. And also, I know Laura from BC, so if she's losing motivation, I will personally be there to make sure she doesn't lose motivation to pull out a win for Team Steven. So I'm very excited to pick Laura.
Yeah, this is a great pick. I know on paper she's definitely not the most experienced, but like I'm not gonna lie, I was coming up on picking her real soon, if not maybe this
Mhm.
next pick. Um,
Yeah, that's why like I
I
already said
think
that
that
I didn't want to pick her, and it's like, well, now you know that I want her to. So
if the people that don't have any experience really fall into one of two categories. One is oh, they really have no idea what's going on and did not understand the full extent of what they were getting into, and they flopped because of that. And two is the social butterfly figuring it out. Ooh, I have a knack for it. Let's see how it goes. I think in my gut, Laura leans more towards that. Laura feels more like Suba, like Sarah, like people like in that sphere rather than like we're hearing from her a lot. She's expressing how excited she is. She knows the show, question mark, yeah. No, she doesn't know the show at all, actually. She knows
yeah,
0% about the show.
and
She's gonna walk in and be like, what the hell is a VO? Um,
you know
but I
what? So
love
did
that
Sarah.
because so did Sarah and so did Tuba. So, um, well, no, Suba knew a little bit, but all to say, like, I think intentions wise, she's coming in here on a great foot. People will really like her. I just, I think this is a good pick. Um,
Yeah, I do think.
Most likely winner, no. I think the issue with this flop friend archetype is we don't know how to seal the deal, but I think could do it.
Be the one. Suba almost won. She like literally was one decision away from winning
She
the episode.
literally almost won.
Uh, but
Christ,
Laura, I
that
think
season was so bad.
Laura's success is gonna depend on how the first like 3 days of the game go for her. Is my
100%.
thought. If she finds someone that she really likes and she really enjoys talking to, she's gonna be in it. If she goes the first 3 days and nobody's really connecting with her, she's not gonna have any interest in continuing. So we'll see. Who's your next pick?
This is tough. This is tough. Um, like I'm going like mm, my goodness. Who's on my team so far? Okay. Huh. Damn, this is tough. Um, I think my next pick, I'm just gonna go like check some DRs. Um, yeah. Shit. Um, you know what? I have to go with what I know. Um, or do I? Or do I? This is tough. Jeez. Okay. I'm going to go with this next person. Although I didn't know them personally before this. They definitely have played games. There are people that have played in the past that have recommended this person, said that they are great. I've seen them make it far in previous games. I think they are a big personality, not afraid to make moves, gonna do the thing, and that's all
I
very
need to make some
fun and
news.
exciting. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready to make some moves. Um, this like kind of feels like a left field pick for me. I don't know why, but I'm gonna pick Rod.
Hmm, not a bad pick. I honestly
I
don't know
like
much about Rod.
he's kind of a question mark for me, but it's like a question mark. Like I think you're gonna do well. I always knew that I wanted to pick him. I just didn't know when, and I guess now is that time.
I also am gonna kind of blindly pick. Honestly, everybody else here, besides the vets, like I don't know much about. So we're kind of going blind for the rest of these. Um, this one's also gonna be a little blind because I don't know what this person is really about either, but I know that when I watched his videos, I've really enjoyed him, and I think he's very smart. Um, so I'm gonna go with Abdul.
That was the other
Um,
person I was deciding between, so that's not unfair.
I don't know much about Abdul. I'm trying to think of like who his like initial impression reminds me of. I feel like I have it on like the tip of my brain, but I can't. Um, like just someone who is he like inexperienced?
I mean he's gonna know Ava. He comes from the Survivor Michigan State
True.
realm of things. I think played Survivor games in the past. Was recommended by Danny.
Like I think doesn't
Um,
really know to the extent of what he's getting himself into, but is very excited. And
hmm,
seems very smart and social. So I'm excited for that.
okay, my pick. Um,
Wait, why do I low key know who you're gonna pick?
that's crazy because I don't know who I'm gonna pick. I mean, I'm deciding between a few people.
Sure.
Um, okay, I'm gonna. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna again. I said this last time and then I was like, no, I'm actually not gonna stick with what I know. I think now I'm gonna stick with what I know. The vets are good. They're here for a reason.
Uh-huh.
This person knows what they're doing, and I think it's proven that they know what they're doing. They played an amazing first season. They played an amazing second season and just kind of got absolutely screwed over by a Marat with a wheel. Um, in my gut, do I look at the season and do I go Matthew Winslow's going to win? No. And that's why I'm like, do I pick him? But at the end of the day, I have to look at the facts, and he's a fantastic player. So, like, he has a proven track record of being great. I would be stupid not to like take him, and I have no reason for that gut not to be leaning that way. Is he possibly the least connected person coming in here? Absolutely. But he's faced that before, so that's what I'm picking.
Well, that's a good pick. Yeah, Matthew, I'm also very excited for. I honestly feel like I probably should have picked Matthew sooner. Um, and I think he'll be an exciting person to watch out for. I think he's a quieter vet. You have a roommate, right? Someone just walked in the door behind you. So,
Yes,
um,
I did know that.
okay. Uh, yes. So good pick. Okay. To do some looking too.
I do now know who I'm picking next, so I hope you don't take that person.
Will the Disney College program screw over Ava this season? I want to know how much she's working. Okay, I'm gonna pick Ava.
Good pick, good pick, good pick.
I literally cannot let you have five out of the six bets. Anyway, uh, Ava, I think, is someone who last season was very subtle. Not that she wasn't aggressive, she was subtle. And I think she sits there and makes observations that you think that she won't pick up on. I wouldn't say she came very close to winning, but she was made it towards the end. And like, if she took out the right people miraculously, like she could have had a good shot. Um, Ava's someone who knew Tyler needed to go or else he was going to win. Nobody else really jumped on that train. Um, saw some key things when the houses were split and found out who was really with her. I think she knows what she's doing. And I think what is really going to help her this season is gaining some initial allies with this trio's twist. For me, I feel like Ava is going to be very close with her trio. Um, so I think it's going to come down to picking the right people for that. I could see her taking it home in a situation where the cards are right.
I don't hate this pick. I do have the same worry about work. She's the person that I also feel kind of similarly to about EJ, where I'm like, if she plays the same game as she played in season 15, I don't think she's able to win. I need like EJ and Ava to start this game where they were at in their final weeks. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, with that said, Ava is coming in wanting to play. She's gonna have a connection with Julia. She's gonna have a connection with Abdul. Um, there's definitely, and I think she's a very like I don't think if people were like we need to target the vets that she's the first one they go for. If they like looked into the history, so that's all things going in her favor for sure. Um, in my gut, I'm not gonna lie, weirdly, she's unfortunately right now the vet for me that I think is the least likely to win. But I still think all six vets are more likely to win than a lot of the new players. So odds are fantastic guys. My turn. Okay, I do know who I'm picking. This person could absolutely be a classic BBSS week 3 goodbye. But they could also, I think, give like crazy villain mastermind, like in the diving room is like insane, but like maybe is actually cool, calm, and collected on the front. This person is just like I have no idea what we're gonna get from them, but I do know that they've been asking a lot of questions in the preseason, have been super excited to play. And at the end of the day, like I remember feeling this way kind of about like Dalton on his original season, where it's like you're asking a lot of questions, you're clearly excited to play. I think they're gonna come in and they're gonna play the game. And yes, it could blow up super early, or they could actually mastermind the whole thing. And I think a really unexpected force that no one's going to know about this season is Cooper. So I was kind of like waiting to see how long I could take here because again, I didn't know what how to feel here, but I think I'm gonna pick Cooper in this spot.
Not a bad pick. I'm definitely intrigued. Uh, I feel like I'm not too sure what we're gonna get from him. He says that he is a intimidating character, and I do definitely think we could be seeing him more as a villain this season, and I would love that. I think it'd be very interesting. I don't have any like reason why it's not a good pick. I just don't know. We're gonna see. Uh, okay, I'm gonna go again. These are all like pretty blind here. I'm gonna go with Kelsey as my next pick.
That's what I would
Um,
have taken next.
Kelsey is someone who Loki has experience, Ike has experience,
Yeah.
and
I'd say like in between. Yeah,
but I think she could play
in
it
between
off.
low and high key.
I think she could play it off like she doesn't, which is very going to be interesting.
Mhm.
Um, I thought she was very like funny and charismatic and driving in her was her application video where she was driving and had the phone kind of wheel. I was like, okay, dedication. Um, and I thought she was funny and exciting. So there you go.
Yeah, I would have taken Kelsey here, I think, as well. She has a good amount of experience. Kelsey's kind of giving me Chloe Farmer. If Chloe Farmer knew what she was doing. Like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Um, very personable, very likable. I think very bubbly, and I think is going to click with a lot of people. And has a good amount of game knowledge to back it up. So I think this is a good pick. Um,
Awesome.
as we're narrowing down to these final picks, we've been remiss because we haven't said it yet. On the whole, the season is a little different because we do know 6 of these people very, very well. But we've had times where we're spot on and we pick the winner like first. And there are
First and
times,
last.
as we talked about early, where they've been taken last, and we just have no idea. So don't take anything that we say here personal. We have no idea. When we get to the rankings, then you can take it personally. Because that's actually our commentary on you. And this is just vibes. Um, okay. I said at the top of this draft that I was going to pick all the women, and I am about to pick my sixth guy. So I'm going to take Andre.
Seriously, y'all.
Um, yeah, I we kind of really ran off the rails here. Maybe
Hey,
season 19. Um, I think um, Andre's not a game bot, but like he's gonna come in and he's gonna like want to play the game. Like he's gonna dive in and he's gonna want to play the game. Could that blow up in his face very early? Sure. I think he's played enough of these games in like the fandom at large that he would know how like not to do that. I think I haven't seen him play in a long term game, so I really don't know. Um, but from Andre's a good personal friend of mine. And from the games that we played in person, whether it be like 1 day games like this, or even just games like Secret Hitler or Mafia or whatever, like he is one to quickly dive in and get going, which I think on the whole will be very helpful. And I hope that he finds some people to connect with. He will know Julia. I'll be interested to see how they play together. I have a feeling that he will quickly put together that him and Johnny have a mutual, which I think actually could be like I could see the two of them clicking very well. Um, so yeah, in my gut, I really have no basis for how Andre is going to do this season. He could be someone that absolutely he was the last person here sitting on the board that I was like, if I like I look at them and I could be like, yeah, I could see you taking the whole thing right now. And that's why I picked him. He could go home early, but like he definitely has the capacity to win. So that's like where this is coming from.
Yeah, I don't know much about Andre, so I that was kind of why I didn't pick him. All I know is he hasn't been too chatty. So I think that's like what I base most of my preseason predictions on. Again, that is not a very good thing to base on as we head into the season, but excited to see how he does, and I'd always love to be proven wrong. So there you go. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna take Eli, Soul Surfer
Okay.
Eli Manning, um, off the board. Eli is someone who will definitely be figuring it out as we go. Doesn't really know what's happening, doesn't really know what she's getting herself into. Is a friend of Riley Flanagan, but does not follow Riley Flanagan on Instagram. So I'm confused how. Let me take a
That's
like a
camp.
let me take a quick look at that. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not. Um, was a recruit. Oh no no does sorry my bad. Wait, there's something else that I missed. But is a recruit from Riley Flanagan. So I think that's very interesting when we have someone who is recruited by Riley because she was very interesting. And I'd really like to know what this girl's personality is and if she's anything like Riley. Uh, but we'll see. And I think I feel like I can see these three people that are left, their projections uh this season. Eli's the only one where I'm like, I feel like I could definitely be mistaken. Uh Eli's someone I don't know very well, and I feel like I can see these three people's like dates more clearly, where Eli could definitely prove me wrong. So, all right,
Yeah,
Team Scott, this is your last
I
pick.
well, I want to talk about Eli. I want to talk about Eli first. 1 second.
Oh yeah,
I do really like Eli. Like everything that she sent along has been wonderful. Um, um, and there is a precedent of last minute additions doing well. Um, comparing her and Laura though, I think her and Laura are the two people that kind of knowing like the least about this. And Laura does give me like Yay Sarah. And Eli kind of gives me Jamie from last season. And Jamie was fantastic eventually. But I could see Eli having a potential warm up like Jamie, where we're just kind of like on the block. And if she can survive that, then maybe she'll get it. But that's where my gut is right now. Eli was probably, I'm so sorry, Eli, gonna be the one person that I like was not gonna pick in this draft.
very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. You're up.
Okay. We're up. We've got three people
Who
left.
am I gonna pick? Is the question.
We've got Faith, who I think has shown the most activity of the three in terms of like being ready to play. But I don't know why in my gut I'm like, is she actually gonna be like in it to win it? I don't know. She kind of feels like one of those people that's gonna be like in it to win it, but out of the loop. And then she gets put up on the block, and it's like because she didn't talk to many people, and she's like, "What? I thought I did." Like, no, but you didn't. Like, I don't know why. That's kind of my gut there.
Like Julia
Then
Key.
there's Julia. Yeah, but like more than Julia Key. Like
Sure.
Faith has been very responsive in this preseason. Then there's Julia Moss, who season 15 played a very, very, very strong game. Um, is going to be very busy this season. And also I will be very curious to see where her head is at coming into all of this circa recent events. Um, and then we have Sarah, who is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and I think is going to become very quickly a BBSS legend in her own right. But in my gut, I don't think it's because she's going to be a winner. And therefore, I'm like, do I take Sarah? Ultimately, I do think I know what I'm going to do. And that is not leave it up to chance. And I am going to take Julia Moss. She's the person with the proven track record that I am thinking that you were thinking that, like, I thought you would leave her for last and I could just scoop her up. But, and don't get me wrong, I did anticipate that she'd be here for a while. But at the end of the day, if you look at the facts, she's a good player. And if she shows up and she's here to play, she's going to know how to do it. She's also a very connected person on this couch. She knows Sarah, she knows Andre, could discover a connection to Johnny, um, played with Ava, who knows Abdul, knows EJ from the old fandom, like is gonna have some wiggle room here. Um, quite frankly, the fact that she's all the way down here is a little crazy and does speak to recent events, Julia Moss. Um, because it's crazy how like unexcited I am here right now. But I'm hoping that like changes in the next 12 hours after we are not immediately worried that she's going to drop from the cast after we didn't honor a conflict that didn't actually exist, question mark, because there was no time set for the set event. I digress. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna like I can't not pick Julia here over Faith and Sarah, who seem lovely and I do think are honestly going to be good picks. But yeah, I'm picking Julia Moss. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of, I was gonna pick her next. Like that was kind of my play. Um, but also I'm not like, you got me kind of thing. You know, it's like, okay, well,
Hmm.
I'm not like that. Um, I'm gonna make a bold statement here. I'm not convinced she didn't have a lucky break last season. So I
Wow, that is a
wa-
bold statement.
I want to see her live up to her self-proclaimed reputation. Um, she made a pretty
Y'all are gonna be beefing bad this day.
she, and you know what? I again, theme of draft is I love to be proven wrong. So Julia, if you take it far again, I will issue a personal apology to you for making that claim. Um, I think she's acting uninterested in playing this season. I think she seems like she has a lot of conflicts, which like totally fair if she does. Like this game is not meant for everybody at every stage in their life. But in the reality is if she's playing it while she's busy, I don't know how much she's gonna be here. I just don't know. She's saying that she's really busy. So if she is, then I feel like it's not gonna spell good news for her.
I think
Um,
she's gonna be just fine. If she wants to be here, she's gonna be here.
yeah, so we'll see if she wants to be here, I guess. Um, which is like crazy that I feel like we're feuding right now because like I don't have a problem with Julia up until like I was just mad that she wasn't committing to playing the season the day before. It felt kind of disrespectful. Um, but I'm not like I don't have like a personal problem with Julia. So I'd love for this to be obsolete when the draft comes out in 4 months. But I'm gonna put her to the challenge. I want to
We
see her
will
do it
see.
again. I want to see her do it again. Uh,
We will see.
anyway,
I have faith I have faith,
No, I
not to
have
be
faith because
confused
I'm
with
picking her
I
right
was gonna say,
now.
okay, I was gonna say, yeah.
But keep going.
Um, I would say I have faith that if Julia Moss wants to do well, she has the capacity to do well. The question is, quite honestly, right now, does she want to? And that's what I'm like as my biggest like, I don't know. Anyway,
Another,
speaking of having
another,
faith,
well,
you
another
have
bold
faith.
statement that I have is I feel like her personality connected well with Tyler last time, and I think that was something that was a really big boon for her. Not, I'm It's not me saying at all like she made it where she did because of Tyler, but like they got to vent out their feelings together, and if Tyler wasn't there, like I don't know if she would have had like the same personal connection, the same like really good connection that she had with Tyler with another person.
I disagree. I wouldn't say that they were like venting their feelings out to each other. I don't. That's not the narrative of season 15 that I remember.
I remember that.
I feel like Julia found a good like game relationship, ride or die connection with him that she kind of built up bigger than it was when he eventually turned on her because she did actively try and work against him at times also. Um,
Sure.
Julia's a very complicated character.
Well, and again, this is, I don't mean to sound like I'm taking digs at her previous success, but I want to see her live up to her hype, her own hype.
Oh, there's gonna be so much to say when it comes out.
And you know what? I didn't say that. You can't prove that I said that. Uh, it's gonna be obsolete because we're gonna be really good friends once the season is over.
Anyway, why don't we talk about Faith now? Who you picked?
I did pick Faith. I think it was less of a. It was more of a Sarah. I love you, and I'm really excited for how excited you are. I have watched you play games before, and I am worried how you will mesh with this group of people. Faith, I'm like, okay. The fun trivia about Faith is that we literally scheduled every activity tomorrow during when she was busy, like a 3 hour
I feel so
block.
bad, but there was nothing we could
And she
do.
was like, it's okay. I was like, okay, thanks.
I really love Faith.
Gotta have faith on my team. I'm excited to see what she does. See what happens. Not convinced that she won't be early PJ boot, but also I'm not convinced that I'm not. That's not true. So we'll see what happens.
Hmm. Yeah, she's absolutely someone that could give. Like if I was going off of vibes, she feels like the person that is going to be the Memorial, Julia Key, Farrah Jean, Chloe Farmer, Morgan Kane. Like I'm just like listing off recent, not quite Abby, Anna Fonte, like just like, here and an option, but no one wants her out. But like, okay, you can go home.
Yeah, okay.
I hope that's
Can
not the
you
case because I really like her.
We got to wrap
Anyway,
this up.
well, all right then. Then let's talk about the final pick here, Sarah. I am very happy that you do what you said. I think,
Wait,
unfortunately,
Scott, Scott,
more
Scott, Scott,
likely than
Scott,
not.
Scott. You're gonna have to say it all
What?
again
What?
because I cut out, and if I cut out, that means the recording cut out.
Okay. I'm happy to have Sarah on my team. Um, between her and Faith, I would have picked Sarah. However, I do agree with what you said that I think more often than not, Sarah's not going to be the winner of the season. Let me say what I love about Sarah. I've played with Sarah before, and although while I was playing with her, I was like, oh no, I can't work with her because I had other things going on. She does have a lot of really positive qualities as an ally. She will ride for her people. She is very loyal and she will push for things, which are all great qualities, especially I think in an early game when the game is getting started. She will definitely get this game started. I think she does not have any kind of capacity to lay low. I think she is someone that will make her presence known very early on. And as soon as anyone is like, it's time to make a move against a side or a group or whatever, like if you want to talk about someone that's going to become the figurehead for an alliance or a group or a people or a something, like Sarah's not subtle and I adore her. And that's not a bad thing either. I think it's a great thing, but it's not necessarily the best factor when trying to win this game, especially on an 18-person cast with vets. There's a lot of things stacked against her with her playstyle, but she's probably one of the people on the cast that I am most excited to see play. I think she's going to bring a lot. She is someone else that I think could give the BBSS Week 3 drama of it all. Um, I I just adore her, and I'm so excited to see her play. But I would be surprised if she's the person that gives Team Scott the win this season.
We'll
Is what I
see.
will say there.
All right, my Uber is coming in 6 minutes. So
Cool,
let's chat for a few minutes about some superlatives potentially, superlative predictions.
cool. I love it.
Who who do we think is going to have the competition record this season?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, none of these bets are compies, so I'm not.
Julia? No,
Was
she wasn't.
horrible at
She was
comps.
not. Yeah, she was notoriously
Julia
terrible.
was shit at
Uh,
comps.
Karina
Ava was
maybe.
okay.
Karina won a few.
Karina, Karina was up against really stiff competition, and I think
Yeah.
she'll be ready this time around. EJ also knows what he's doing. We didn't get to see him compete in a ton, so like they could be good. Um, my gut tells me that Andre is going to be very good at these comps.
Mm.
Andre is someone that just gets these kind of things. So my pick for comp piece of the season is Andre.
I also could see an Abdul, a Zion.
Hmm.
We'll see. I'm interested. Um,
Okay, I have a next category for you,
okay.
and this is one that I really don't know. Who do you think is going to be the first boot?
Faith is
Oh,
my guess.
that would make me so sad. I think
But
the
I also
first
don't
boot is
know.
going.
I also don't know. That's
I think the first boot is going to be Eli. That's my guess.
interesting. Well, Team Steven's last two picks there. That's super exciting when we start the season. I have another question for you. We always
Okay.
get to the end and we're like, wow, did not expect these five people to be in the final five. So,
Ooh.
and it's like, is that really true? Because a lot of times I'm like, I probably could have guessed some of them. So now let's put it to the test. Who will be the final five of the season?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be spitballing here. This is gonna be off the cuff. Like, oh God. Like, do I have to stand on the fact that I picked Green as my winner pick? I probably should. Um,
I would put her there. To
okay,
be
let me
real,
work
she's my
backwards.
five.
Let me, yeah, like I think Karina's in my five. And I think of the other vets, I think Kate is gonna be in that five. Karina and Cade, I'm putting in my five. The other people I'm gonna put in my five are Um, I am going to put,
Just make a quick, come on, make a gut
okay,
decision.
off the cuff, Karina, Cade. I think Laura's gonna be just before it. I'm gonna say Andre. I'm gonna say Johnny, and then I'm gonna say,
You can pick people from my
you
team
know,
too.
I will say Laura. I will say Laura,
Okay.
Laura or Gabby.
I'm gonna go
Oh no,
with
maybe it'll be Gabby. I think it'll be one of, yeah. And I also like
I'm,
Zion. But anyway,
I'm gonna go
you
with
go.
Karina, Johnny, Gabby, Laura, Matthew. Mm, maybe switch out Matthew for Abdul.
Wait, say
Karina,
your five
jo-
again.
Karina, Johnny, Gabby, Laura. Matthew or Abdul.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that group. I like that group.
Karina's going to be the
Okay.
first boot. Any other questions? Who's going to have them?
No, no, no,
Who's going to be
no.
production's favorite house guest?
Oh, okay. Maybe a left field pick because there's also a world where we really. I'm going to take the vets out of it because we love the vets, and there's absolutely a world where one of the
Sure.
vets wins it. But if I had to go with a gut new person who's going to be production's favorite, I think Laura has got to be up there
I think
as a
Laura's
likely
probably my
candidate.
guess.
And maybe this is a left field pick, but I'm really excited by Cooper. I'm really excited by Cooper.
Fair. No, that's not unfair. Um, Best diary rooms.
Hmm.
I think Cooper could be a
I'm gonna
contender
say
here too.
I'm gonna say Cooper again. I'm gonna say Cooper again. I think Zion could also have the capacity to give some fun stuff.
Uh, I also do think Laura's will be fun in the sense of like I have no idea what's going on kind of thing,
Yes.
like a Suba kind of thing.
Um,
Uh,
alrighty. Well, with that, do you have any other things, or shall we wrap it up?
who do you want to make amends with the most this season? I'm gonna say Julia Moss.
I'm gonna say,
Scott doesn't have beef until the first rankings are revealed, then everyone is coming at his throat for what he
and then
says about
everyone's
them.
like, "Oh, Scott." Yeah. I'm gonna say Eli because I said that Eli's gonna be the first boot and a flop and all these things. So
Yeah,
Eli,
add Faith to my list. Actually, put Faith above Julia.
let's make
Uh,
amends. Actually, and I want to make amends with Faith because we scheduled everything against her on day one. Yeah.
anyway,
Okay. Well, with that,
tomorrow,
here's
first
to
rankings
season
coming
18.
on Friday, Thursday,
Tomorrow's gonna
Friday.
be crazy.
I guess we'll make a recording tomorrow too about we'll
Tuesday, Wednesday,
probably have the
Thursday. Yeah, probably Friday.
team pickings on Zoom, I'd say. Uh
Yeah.
all right. Julia Moss, I love you. Bye everyone. See you later.
Bye.
And I can't figure out how to stop